the 6, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Taking a Therium Crystal and some Speed Cola 2. You're gonna need it. Today, we're talking about Black Ops 7 zombies. And as y'all know, this is the first time we've ever had zombies in a beta. That's never happened in Call of Duty history. So with this mode in the beta, there's always something to keep in mind, and that's that it is a work in progress. Could be pre-alpha, alpha, who knows? And I believe there's some much needed changes that other YouTubers have not talked about yet. So since I'm gonna be highlighting those for y'all today, I would love it already. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscription button. It'd help me out a lot. Look, I put a lot of work into these videos for us, and it lets me know that you really appreciate it and want more. I will say it's also very important to mention that recently, on the most recent episode of the COD Pod, they had on NOLAN North, and I have to say, this is definitely my favorite episode to date, and NOLAN North dropped some absolute, not only banger quotes of characters he's done in the past, that being Ted, Brutus, and Richtofen, but he also has some very choice opinions about Black Ops 7 itself. Take a listen.
I need more ammunition. They said, what's your favorite zombies? I said, the one that's coming out. You're not going to believe how good this is. I love
so excited to hear you say that.
I love the concept, and it's massive. We've recorded so much. And to bring them back in a way like this, the concept that they came up with is astounding. Like, it's just one of those things, like, how did you think of that?
You're gonna have to play to find out.
Activision, I love you dearly. You've been so good to me.
I know that last part. That's especially funny. Look, I don't think he's actually sucking Activision's. You know, it's obviously a joke, but what's bigger to take away here is the fact that he really seems to enjoy the story that's going to be coming out in Black Ops 7. You know, it's very apparent that he likes the script, he likes the story, and that is insane. That's definitely a plus going forward. And man, come to think about it, he's talking to a lot of folks. We got the entire crew that we had in Black Ops 6, and then the 3 other original crew characters, so that makes 7 completely. That is a lot of dialogue back and forth. How could you even come up with that? That's insane. Hey, kudos to TREYARCH for that one. You know, considering that in the beta with survival on farm, we cannot play as any of the zombies characters, that leaves me very hyped for launch day, launch week, month, whatever you want to have it. But that leaves me something to be very excited about. I cannot wait to go try out each and every character, see what they have to say, and hear all of these amazing quotes that NOLAN North himself said he is very excited for. And that does bring us to my next point. Go ahead and take some Vulture Aid. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the zombies beta. You want to know my honest opinion? So far, I actually really love it. Like, I do. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And for the first time, I feel like I could finally hop back into zombies and just focus on going to high rounds. There's only so many things you can do. I love it. It's in one small area. I don't have to worry about, you know, I'm missing out because I'm not doing this big Easter egg or finding all the little ways people can get points and stuff. No need to worry about that. Just come on down to farm and have a good time on survival. I love it. And it makes me very excited for the future. Look, I may just stay on survival maps. Of course I won't, but that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? I am very excited for the different POIs becoming survival maps in the future. For example, Diner, that's the one I'm most excited for. Can you look at this and tell me that that's not going to be sick just to hang out in? It looks crazy, and that could... You know, we're going to have so many survival maps in the future with the DLCs. You know, I think DLC 1 is going to be that post-nuclear World War II New York. A survival map there would be pretty tight as well. We're going to be eating good this year, y'all, for zombies. I can really feel it. But like I had mentioned earlier in the video, and you'll want to hear me out on this because, like I said, I don't know of anyone who's talking about these specific changes that need to be had. Taking a Therium Crystal, here we go. Number 1. First of all, I love on farm when we go and turn on the power. Classic power switch feels great. I know on Ashes, we have different power switches per location, which is interesting because I feel like the one at, I believe it's that, like, it's almost like Outlook from COD DS Zombies. I don't know if y'all remember that, but, oh, Lord, that brings me back. But the power switch over there reminds me of Infinite Warfare Zombies, and the fact that it's a director who lived there and went crazy sounds like Willard Wyler. Rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman. Anyway, I love that we turn on the power, and that's a vital part of the survival maps. It makes it feel fluid. It plays perfect like an old school classic. But the whole reason I loved turning on the power back in the day is because something would happen. You turn on the power, the lights boot up. Why isn't that there? That's a little weird. Like I said, that points me toward it being a pre-alpha build. Also, the lights are already on. in the entire map. Barn, house, shed. All the lights on. What the hell happens when we turn the power switch? Absolutely nothing. Like, if all the lights were off and then we turn on the power and then you see it beam through the house from on top of the barn, it's almost like that window there is setting you up for the perfect view. But it's non-existent. I thought that would have been really cool to have in the beta. Maybe they weren't that far along, and I hope that's the plan. I hope that just didn't get skipped over. That's a very vital part of that process. You know, I like the way they play, but in order to make it cool, each step of opening the map or turning on power has to have something, I think, kind of unique about it. That's why doors instead of couches became these kind of floating ethereal objects all the way back in like Der Eisendrache. And yeah, they added the power switch back, but what does it look like? You know what I'm saying? It was in all previous games before. There's no reason not to have it now. Take an Ethereum crystal. Number 2, please give me the option to turn off the stroke or the outline of the glowing salvage and armor plates. Why? You know, I could almost take away everything else and make it look like classic zombies, but that little thing really throws me off. All right? Get it out of here. You can still have the salvage, just don't make it glow. The fact that now we get salvage that we missed is fine. So there's no need to really see it and seek it out anyway, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have that much of a problem with the mechanic, but the way that it's given to us, when I'm looking at a pile of dead zombies, that's all I want to see. Not a pile of dead zombies and these glowing icons, you know what I'm saying? To me, that really ruins the atmosphere to a certain degree. And 3, this is sort of the HUD. Now, I don't know. I know I wasn't the only early one to this. I know probably the majority of us, right, watching this video probably saw the leaks of the custom HUDs coming to Black Ops 7 Zombies. They look fantastic. Honestly, we're getting treated so well in that department. I haven't seen anything better. I think we have more customization than ever, which is great. And like I said, this is kind of a sort of because I would wish that Black Ops 7 did have its own dedicated zombies HUD. I think it'd kind of give it its own identity. And you know, I think they're kind of treating it universally. Like, hey, if we're in multiplayer or campaign, you'll recognize the HUD, come over to zombies, same deal. But I think that's where zombies kind of stood out for new players coming for those modes in the first place. They kind of got in, were like, hey, this is a little different. I kind of like it. So we gotta, you know, we have to make sure that that's still a possibility for new players. But the HUD customization is fantastic. Great leap forward. You know what I'm saying? There you go. I would love to get y'all's opinion on all of those. Number 4, little one, barriers. Gotta have them back. Come on, are you serious? And I don't know how many years it's been. Go and take some good old EC for real. It is theory time. We're getting into theories right now. Buckle up. Get ready. All right. This is a big one. And this is the one that I want to talk about with you guys down in the comments below. But I believe that Ashes of the Damned will turn into transit to a certain degree. Now, look, you don't believe me now, and I've always been on that transit train. Y'all know it. But there's something that we can see from the survival map on farm when we look outside. And on our TAC map, we can see what looks to be lava. Okay? Why the hell is that there? Why is there lava when what's infesting this world, so to speak, is the dark ether shit? Okay? Why is there lava too? Now, do you believe through the Ashes of the Damned Easter egg, we will be putting an end to that location via destruction that includes lava? And then, do you believe that every DLC map after that, you know, we're kind of going to New York next, I think, for Richtofen, and maybe Japan for Tokyo, you know? Do you believe that with every single one of those maps, through the Easter egg, we're doing something to completely destroy that location, maybe set someone free, yada yada, but will include the destruction of that area and lava? Because it does line up with a few of our maps. Not only is there already lava on Ashes, but we have a leaked Japanese volcanic map. Do you think we have something to do with the volcano? Could the volcano destroy that area? You see what I'm saying? Because if every single map gets destroyed, where are we left to go but a space station floating in the dark ether? I think it's starting to make sense. It's starting to pull itself together. To give you guys a visual, I believe by the end of this story, the map could end up looking like the destroyed Earth from the menu, and I love this picture of it from the Die-Rise loading screen. All right. Could the Earth look like that and be blown up kind of like it was in Black Ops 2? Because this game is a sequel to Black Ops 2 and carries over so many elements of that game. could zombies as well in that fashion, kind of the unique story that's going on here. I think that's a pretty good theory. But I'd love to know y'all's opinions down in the comments below. And if y'all did enjoy this video, please consider giving it a like. I have some awesome videos coming soon that I'm very excited for. And I'm very excited to just continue playing this beta, my god. And I'll be streaming. I have a good time on there. And I always love to see ya. And I'm also figuring out how to stream on Twitch too. So y'all get ready for that. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you very much.